Hello, everybody. This is Greg. I just wanted to take a moment and just say thank you so much for all of your support and all you guys have done and helped me get to 3,300. We're actually almost 3,400 now, but I just wanted to say thank you because a lot of things have happened in the time that we've been together and been away. I told you about the accident situation and what's going on there. I told you also about how things have been going regarding searching for a new vehicle. And also, I just wanted to give you like a couple updates. And as I talk about it, I wanted to give you some background animation as to how the accident happened, as well as some cool videos for you to look at while I'm talking to you about the stuff. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. It's Today is August I guess 15th, August 15th, 2024, and pretty much it's the middle of August because August is 30 days. And so we're gonna do I think we're just gonna be able to talk about how you know I gotta check. It's August 30 days. I think August 30. Let me just check. No, August 31 days. Okay, August 31 days. How could I say that? I'm thinking 30 days, half September, April, June, and November. 31 is all the rest except for February. Okay, so I forgot. So there's 31 days in August. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to talk with you some things. Let's go ahead and share with you. I'm going to go ahead and transition my page right now and be able to talk with you about some of the things here. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got into a car accident. I know I've mentioned this many times now, and I wanted to show you some pictures from the accident as well as show you some animations from the accident. But I'm going to just talk for a few minutes. I'm not going to talk for a long time. I want to just kind of give you the heads up as to what we're doing and how things are going. For those of you who don't know, we were involved in a car accident. Our tires blew out, our four tires blew out, and we had a crash. We had an actual crash where our tires, the left tire blew out first in the back, left behind me, left driver's side in the back blew out. Then the right backside tire blew out, and then the front tire blew out. And so with that, we had like a skid situation. I'll show you some of that in the animation. So I'll switch over to the animation one for you to see. And when I show you that, you'll be able to see the animated accident issues. I'm going to go right to I'm going to show you that one real quick. Let's see, sources. I'm going to go to devices and see if I can bring you right to the part with the animation, right? The animation of itself. And you'll be able to see some of the accident as it happened. So I'm going to go transition to that. This is how the accident occurred in regards to the situation. So we had that where um, it's like we had a spin like that, and that is how we had a spin on the accident. So I made the animation in 3D, and I was able to kind of I just kind of fast forward to the end of the animation. I'm going to put it back to beginning and just let it do its thing, where I make the car completely and show the rotations and all that with Blender. So I use Blender as a means to kind of explain the situation, what's going on. So for the most part, though, what happens is this, right? A tire broke on the left side. It rotated. We did a 180-degree turn, like a Tokyo drift, and we pretty much parked on the side of the road into the median on the left side of the street. So we went from one side of the street, did a full 180 degrees, boom, hit the median, and came to a full stop. And that's like how it is in the video. I'm gonna show you that again. But I put my Diplocalis character there as well. It's right there. I'm gonna put it right there and right there. I'm gonna go back there real quick. Just gonna pause it for a second so you can see. I'm gonna play, and it goes like this. So when you see the accident, right, the car did one of these things like that, turned and began to turn and do a full rotation. I started pushing I pretty much see how it is when you do driving a front wheel vehicle. You look at that how it is. It has front wheel drive controls. So all your power is in your front, not in the back. It's not like a rear wheel drive vehicle, but how we hit the thing was you see right there. First, we hit the front, then we hit the side. So when you look at the actual accident, which I'm going to show you in a second, the actual accident of the situation, it also had the damage. You can see the damage was there. So I'll show you the damage of the situation of the vehicle. Here it goes. This is the damage of the actual car right there. You can see the actual damage, and pretty much. So I got front damage, front fender damage right here. Right? It's got like the sound is too overwhelming. I'm going to bring it down some because for me, I can't hear the output of the sound. So it's like I was hoping that it's not overwhelming you guys. So right there, you have the front of the car, where the car itself is damaged. This is the part where the car hit first. Number one. Then when you go towards the back of the car, I'm just going to turn up the volume on that completely. When you go in the back of the car is where the secondary part of the car hit. You see that there, that's the damage where it hit. Then you go to the next part also where I'm going to go around the car. It was showing how strong this vehicle is, how a vehicle is able to take that. That's a guardrail. So the front hit first, damage for the front was there, and then the second lead. So even the lights still worked. I had a part later where I showed the lights even working, but not in this video. This video I have it on my Instagram we showed the lights were working and the car's able to even back up. So I put it on my Instagram. This here shows how much power the accident was. You know, as you look at it, it's not too bad. You see, it's almost like a glancing blow in the back, right? Whereas in the front, it had more of a direct impact. It broke this light, and also the back of the trunk can't open. So you have the trunk can't open, and you have that situation there where pretty much you are kind of in a situation where it's messed up. So that's one. Number two is like, see the light's still there and working. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit, forward more. See, this is the other side of the car. This is where the left side, that's the left side was the first one to blow out. This tire was the first one to go out. Then you go to the other side. The front tire still is intact, but you see the damage there. The front tire is still intact, and that was the tire we used to steer. This guy, the guy who opened our door, well, actually, my door was already open. It wasn't broken. As you see, there's no damage on that side except for the back tire. What happened was that the EMT worker, he grabbed a hold of the door, tried to yank it to just work the jaws of life, but the door was fine. I don't know, he had like one of these little rage moment, I guess, and he just broke my door. I know I'll never live that one down, but for the most part, that was one of those things where he just took the opportunity to break that door. See, the hood itself was out of alignment because it took the crash. So the major crash, when you look at the damage there, the damage of everything. The major crash was here first, so we're inverted or 180 degrees when we hit this side first. We had to kind of like ram this part and then use the momentum to slow us down, turning the wheel ever so slightly. You know, I have pictures of the actual event, but you can see it on my Instagram, how it works. The actual event actually happened because you can't be doing any videotaping while that's happening. But for the most part, though, it's like this is the scenario there. This is how the car work there. We had to actually had to bungee the doors, keep it from being open. But this car, it went through a lot, and it really provided and protected my family. Let's skip ahead to a few more things. See, the door won't close now because of that. It got a crack to the window right there. That's where it hit, and all the stuff kind of like punctured and caused it to break. But it didn't shatter the whole window, just a little corner where it already had like a break mark to it. That's the damage right there. You can see, and that was on July 29th when we went to visit it. Next thing is let's see, this is where I had the thing there. So just kind of walking around again, you can see the damage of the car, right? And how this car is able to endure such a really beating. We put it on the tow truck. Here's on the tow truck right here, and we take it up to Albany because right there we were in Kingston, well actually Catskills at that point, and then take it all the way up to Kingston. So my daughter and I, right, we went for a trip a little later. This is on the 7th now. We went up on the trip and we're trying to find the exact mile marker we were when the accident happened, which is 104, 105.3. It was like a radio station. But we went up there and we drove. And so I'm gonna let this kind of just play because when we get to it, it's gonna be there. So when we drove there, it was a 2-lane street, as you can see, 2-lane, and it was from the right lane to the left, like the accident said. And so just kind of like I'm gonna pause this here. I'm gonna flip to the other screen. So when the accident happened, it did one of these things, right? I mentioned before, it did one of these things where, oh, I gotta go back to that one. Animated accident, boom, that one. It did one of these things where we, did a full, from this lane, tires popped, like that, started control, went this way, had to accelerate a little bit so we can hit the thing. And then after that, use the guardrail to slow ourselves down and not flip over, not rotate. So you have this is a view from inside. I made a view from the inside, what it looked like from inside, and that also is there as well. That's how it was. So that's the inside view and the outside view. Gonna let it play again. Did another animation there. You can see it. This is how it was. We were driving, and the tires blew out. I made the tires. They actually have that like this. This is traction. This right here, and we did one of these kind of Tokyo drifts, and we did a full stop right there. That's how the car was able to stop. And also, the stuff on the roof never fell off. So you look at that, and you can see that in the video itself that the things on the roof did not fall off, right? So you look back to the car when we got the car back, right? Go back to the car back. The stuff on the roof were still good. So that goes to say that the bands that were on the car did such a good job of holding everything that it was one of those things that I can actually say that the bands are still good and still be able to use, and it was able to survive an accident. So these hold about 1,000 pounds of force. And so the thing was the things on the roof. When you go back to it, right, you see that actually stayed put too. So I'm wondering about the speed of the accident in terms of how fast we're going. I know as soon as the tire started to break, the tire popped, that we began slowing down, and it was just a matter of like control because now you're skating on like ice, and you have this one wheel, one little brake one tire to control. Otherwise, you have no control whatsoever, and you're at the whim of the situation. But immediately, the first tire broke on the left side. Car started to slow down. You could hear the engine starting to grind, and then you have to kind of like keep going to maintain a little bit of pressure. So no slamming of the brakes for this. And so when you did that, it's like that's how the scenario kind of plays out, So you have that there. Go back to playing this. So you have this here. I put the Diplocallis in the vehicle just to show you guys what it is and to say thank you for the 3,000 subscribers who are out there supporting our art and supporting our work. But that's what happens, how it is. And it's a flying car, flying above the ground, but same kind of scenario situation there. So which is kind of eerie when you think about it. Like you have the thing where when I had the crash, right? I had a crashing scene with the Diplocallis, right? You have this Diplocallis crashing scene, and one of the things I thought about was about like how you know I actually did the scene over and over with it, and let's see, trying to picture here. This is the Bacala scene that I had before, and in that we had the scene where when it crashes, when this car crashes, the flying car crashes, it does the same kind of like spin to the stop kind of thing, and then it's like some kind of weird right turn Tokyo drift type thing, because when this one's flying in, you have it where his flying car is coming in and having to fly, as doing delivery. He's coming in like this. When he comes into crash, you're going to see the crash site. The crash scene here is coming in, you see, and then here's going to actually crash. And I'm just going to pause it when I get there. Let's see if I can just pause that one, the crashing scene for you to see how it is. See like this, and spin just like that. The spin just like that. See how it is? The crash, very similar to the crash that we had in real life. And so when you have the animated crash there, you see that it's actually, very similar to that. It's on the right side of the car, right side of the accident, same kind of situation, same kind of thing there as well. And that's one of those things I just like, wow, that's pretty much amazing that there you go making an animation before. So I don't know, is it a premonition? I don't know, maybe it's not. But for the most part, though, I just wanted to show you guys that. So let's see, show you some more of the animated accident. This is when it's like going to show you the live video of the accident. This here, we're going to transition back to that one. You have, let's see, I'm going to put the audio sources. Maybe you can hear some of it. I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I get the animated live action video of that and then keep the going. So you have that there. They're taking the car back to up to Albany, and when they took it, so what happened? The car. This is the first time they're taking the car up to Albany, so we could take it to the mechanic that's not far from my brother-in-law's house. And so, incidentally, what that means is that as we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and try to get the car fixed up and or decide what we're going to do about it. And this is all days, man. July 29th. So this is the next day, right after the accident. And then so I had to pretty much drive a car down from there, back down to from there back to Kingston, Kingston, New York, with my family's stuff. Because what happens? We had to empty this car out. All of our stuff was inside the car, and even had to take the all the stuff off the roof and position it into my brother-in-law's vehicle, the one that we're currently in the video driving. And what happens is that we had to put half the stuff that didn't belong, didn't have to go back to the hotel, into that car, and then the stuff that had to go to with us in the car that we didn't need, like I call it organics and inorganic. So the organic stuff that need like the blankets and the towels and the toiletries and our suitcases, that had to go in the car I was driving back down from Kingston. And the other ones, the ones that were like inorganic, like for example, like camping gear, our tents, or our tools and stuff like that, that didn't need to be handled or taken care of, other than the fact that it was like in the car at the time, because it was like going to be for a camping trip. That's kind of the situation that happened. So my daughter and I are looking for the mile marker at that point, as you can see. And so the mile marker, we go faster to it. It could go a little faster. We drove, and this is pretty much heading up. So imagine being on this road here, and there's all these different things. You have rocks on one side, you got cliffs, you got gullies, you got all kind of things going on, and then you have it. By the grace of God, you get into an accident, and the accident is perfectly where it should be, where you're on a flat piece of land. You don't run into a truck, you don't run over a bus, you don't flip over, don't hit a pylon, don't hit the bridge stuff, and you're just pretty much in a situation where you go and you miss it. So right about there's a bridge coming up. I'm not sure if this is exactly where it is, but right around here, there's an area, right? Like an area. Faster, real quick. Let's see, because we once we get it, I turn off the camera so that it's not too far in. Right, is a truck? Yeah, right where this truck is. Right where this truck. Okay, right there. Right here is where the accident happened. So if we go from here to there, I'm going to back it up just a little bit so you can see a little bit in advance. Let's see it there. So it was just weird that as the moment we're trying to show you this video, there's a truck comes along and just gets in the way of it all. So there's right about here, right, right about here, the accident right there. Right, you look right over there between this car and between this truck is where we went from here to there, and we stopped right there before we got to this bridge. Because if you look in the pictures that they have on Instagram, you can see that the bridge is like right there, and we're like facing opposite. So, but we were it started happening way back. So maybe about here we had the accident started happening. The accident happened. We started having our tire situation, and then tires popped. So moving towards the right. There's woods over there, as you can see. Then it's like pretty much between there and there. You have the thing. We started doing a 180. There's guardrails here. Didn't get those. There's guardrails on the other side. We did a full 180 and going from whatever speed. Right now we're going about 60, 65, right there in the picture, in the video. But when we came to the end of the video, it's like it was we were here. So this is the bridge that we were before we hit it. We could have hit this. We could have hit that on the side, right on the right side, or a truck. All these things could have happened, and by the grace of God, it did not happen. So when we were driving, I'm gonna recreate this accent for you. It's like when we were driving, like this, started losing control, started to spin, and at that did one of these spin thingies, and we did a full-on stop, boom, like that. And so here it is again. There, situation, right there, full spin, and right there is the turn and the spin and into first and second. And also, you notice how back when I showed you the video before, right? How the not that one, this one here, the live app video. You have it where when you look back, right, the damage on the side of the car, right, this side you see, it's not the doors. Right? Let's see if I can show you back. This side right here. Let me see. That this side is the left side. That's no damage there. This side here. I can show you the side with this. Let's see. This side. Okay. This is the first right here. You see the damage on the side of the door. You can see that. You see, they say when people are taxi drivers. I'm not saying that it always happens 100% the case. When you have a situation where you're a taxi driver, you have you're like Batman. You have the spatial awareness, and you have this instinct that you get, right? That you can able to do stuff with the car because you spend so much time in the car as opposed to being a new driver. A newbie driver would have not been able to survive this by the grace of God. And thank God that He intervened because you see this, you see the damages, you can see the doors able to open. Only thing that kept the door from opening was the fact that we were up against the guardrail. So you have that scenario there. So I want to thank God for that because that scenario is crazy when you think about it. Guardrail, and the damage is there. So you have you know, I would love to have saved this car. This car was great, but damage and repair. See right there? See all the damage? There's no damage on the side doors. No damage. Just like minimalistic. You see, majority is here. This took everything, right? This took everything in the front, right there where my hand is, right? Showing the front of the car. That took everything. The second one was a slowdown. So it was a hit and then a slowdown pivot. So that's where you have the whole scenario there where it's like, you're just kind of faced with this is the question that you're going to deal with, in terms of like, how did the car stop? The car stopped when we hit the guardrail. And how do we hit the guardrail in two ways? Hit it first and then stop. First, take away the majority of energy, and then secondly, to absorb the last of it so we can come to a full stop. My wife hit her head on the side of the thing, but she didn't have any, like, she had no concussions, no contusions, but she did get knocked around a little bit. We were all wearing our seatbelts, so thank God for that. And so for the most part, though, it's one of those things where you look to the future of how it goes. I want to fast forward to the end of this. Here's where my daughter and I we went to go visit the car again a couple days later, so on August 7th, 2024. And incidentally, what happened was that the car itself was it went through what it went through, and I am so bummed that this car went through what it went through. I am glad to have been driving it, and the fact that I see the door opened up and everything like that, minimal damage, but the tires and the structure and the frame and everything, the translation of it all just means that I can't fix it. And I already explained this to you and everything. Here am I getting the thing, and I got a pinch my hand with it. I got a blood blister on my thumb because of that. So there's the tires on I guess the back tire on the right side. Let's go back here real quick. So here's the front, and this is got the stuff out of there. This is the back tire, and this is the back tire that went first. Some people say I should actually do some kind of investigation on it, but it's like right now the car is gone. But if I can go to the thing and get my money back, I don't know. Look at these things. You see that? Is that like a puncture? Did somebody shoot a BB gun at me? Is that like a BB gun hole? Is that like a puncture? Somebody stabbed my tire? I don't know. I don't. I hope not. But that's like that could be a point right there. Look at that. Somebody actually did this. Maybe got shot at. Don't know. I guess it would be a bigger hole if it got shot at, right? Would that be something though? That would have been something. That would cause a chain reaction. And got to get that person who did it. If it is if somebody did shoot our tires or stab our tires. I mean, we had controversial bumper stickers on our car, don't we? Yes, we do. Anyway, so what happens is like um, there it is. They're taking the car and towing it up into the thing, onto the tow truck. I didn't even like. I get to keep my keys. So when he took it, it was all said and done. There you have the rotation of the wheel. You can see the different pieces of it. You see exactly where the cataclysm happened. We drove this car for 105 miles. We did like more than 1,000 miles on its tires. Because we had to drive it. We got it back in April. So got April, May, June, and July. So about 4 months. That's about maybe 1,000 miles or so driving with this car before these tires popped. So I got another 1,000 miles. And when it popped where it did, and it just popped a chain reaction popped from that side to that side. You see this side here. I got one of those rare things where I didn't get a chance to show you much of all the sides at the same time, but this is kind of where you get a chance to see some of that. And then I say my farewells to the car, you know, and I could just play that real quick. Let you hear that goes. There it is. There she goes. There she goes. And she is no more. There goes our car. Our family car has now been taken to the scrapyard to be crunched and mashed and crunched some more. She was a good car. She was a good car. She saved us. To God be the glory. Bye-bye, Lacey. And that's pretty much what happened. That's the end of it. I'm going to show you the last video again. And that's the video where just want to say thank you so much for watching. We have more videos to come, but I was going to show you this video. I might just put the live video up of the whole thing so you can see it without me talking over it, so you can see the length and the depth and the breadth of it all. But so that's all I have to share with you on that. So I just want to say again, thank you so much. I know I was going to show you the live animation of it all. I'm going to spare you the details of that. I'm just going to go really fast with it, and you guys see that quick transition of it all, of the live animation, animate accent. I'll go really quick with it so you can just kind of see how it is. There I go. I started making some stuff in Blender, and I started animating the car, created the vehicle, made the wheels, tires, the car shape, the colors, everything go with it. Just let it play for a little bit. And so there it goes. I have to kind of work the car, make it. I did screenshots. You can actually screenshot the whole thing. And then that's what the scenario is where I made the whole band on the roof and all that. Did savings of that, make the count. There goes the wheels, and then I made the wheels rotate. So the wheels can actually rotate in the scenes. I had to create the streets and do an array on the streets and make this so I could have the streets and the guardrails. Make the streets big enough, and there was 2 lanes with the grass and all that as well. Keep going forward, made the guardrails. Made the guardrails, made it so it's relative. It's not exactly the same because when you have the real life one and where it exactly happened, it's a different kind of thing. And so here is how to do the whole make the accident happen and then check it to make sure how it happens if it happens well. So there's that the car, and then you make the wheels rotate because that's something really cool. They had to do the constraints and then practice where it's going to land and how it's going to stop, and then also made the steering wheel so it can actually steer. I was going to do all that, but I said let me just not because you know how many more things, So I just said, let me just go ahead and do that because I had to, I'm just kind of pressed for time. So let me just go ahead and just make this quick video and then do that and recreate. I used to work in car accidents. That was a car accident claims adjuster for a company that does, I'll say Allstate Insurance. That was a claims adjuster. And what happened was that we had to recreate accidents. We had to be able to take the accident and look it over and be able to just show how it happened. And this is where it's like, pretty much so making accidents, surviving accidents is what I learned from taxi driving. And you get like the awareness of driving. I haven't driven DoorDash for so long. You get like into this spatial awareness. Like they say, Batman gets the instincts. You get like, in sense when crime's about to happen. So you do something long enough, you get instincts. And by the grace of God, you know, we were able to drive. And so that's the scenario there. So I'm going to back it up a little bit. So this is the car doing it, but I'm going to show you the other car doing it. So this is what I was like in the car. You have that there where the car's doing the drive, and then when the car's doing the drive, it's just the spin out, and the spin out is there. So have it again. This is from inside view on how the inside view looks like. You have that there. Like this. Turn the wheel, just kind of, and then kind of turn it, and then came to a full stop. So that's there, right there. There, tire pop left, tire pop right, tire pop front. One tire to steer with. That one tire able to turn. If you look in the video or the picture of how the tires were when it finally ended, it was like it was turned in. That way, you could turn this and then catch it to the other side. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Last one. I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to go ahead and end the video after this. I was going to say thank you so much for watching with me. Well, thank you so much for just seeing the art that we do and supporting us. Thank you for getting me to 3,000 subscribers. We're still working on the whole thing with our car and this new car situation scenario. See how that turns out and how it works out. So yeah, I just wanted to show you those one more time. And then this last one, and that is all. I'm gonna switch back to the animated, the crashing one, and you can see that right there. And I'm gonna end this here. So I was gonna say thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Please like, subscribe to our channel. This is all I have to share with you right now. It's 28 minutes, and be able to upload this today until you get a chance to see this. Today's Thursday. Hopefully, see you by Friday or today. Depends on how long it takes to upload. So, as I say, God bless you and thank you for watching. And I pray that God blesses you and that you seek Him first. The Bible says, "Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness." And the Bible says, "Don't worry. Don't worry about your life. It's all going to work out." So, as I'm dealing with stuff, just remember, don't worry about your life. God has you. He has plans for you. He has a plan for you, and you need to turn and find out what His plan is for you. So, God bless you. Thank you, and bye. Peace.